I have an FAFO for a federal worker, a Trump supporter. And actually, he's also a veteran. Did you know that a majority of veterans, federal workers, and military voted for Donald Trump? Even though he's been a draft dodger 5 times, well, I digress. Wait for this FAFO. It's almost like they're getting it. Let me know.
I know you told me you voted for President Trump. What were you hoping that he would do?
I was hoping he would did something that made sense regarding the economy, made some kind of progress in bettering, the benefits of being a veteran. But I mean, it just seemed like he actually cared about doing what was best for the country. But now it just feels like all about me, Donald Trump, not, the guy out there working in the trenches trying to make ends meet, trying to pay a mortgage, trying to pay the bills. It goes against everything I expected when, I voted for him.
So you're not satisfied with what you said?
No. And it doesn't even have to do with anything about me getting fired. I mean, if I had gotten fired as part of the, government, cutting government spending, I would have been fine with that. I can accept that. But he's not delivering on anything he said he was going to do. So what's your real game plan? It doesn't make sense to me.
There are some things that he promised to do that he has put in place. I mean, there are executive orders that he's done, that he said that he was going to do. You don't feel like he's lived up to those promises?
I mean, where are the results? I mean, seriously, prices are still going up. We're now in the middle of a tariff war with a bunch of countries that used to be our steadfast allies. I mean, how do you make an enemy of Canada? They're right next to us, and they've been one of our premier allies and commerce partners for, seriously, centuries now?
And he did say that he was going to put tariffs in place. Did you just not think that they would be implemented in this particular way?
I didn't think they were going to be put in play in a juvenile way. I mean, where was the attempt to actually talk to the heads of these other countries like, hey, I feel you have unfair tariffs against our products. I'd like to talk about it first. And if we can't work out some kind of resolution, then I feel to protect our people, we need to implement this kind of tariff. There was no attempt at even talking to the other countries.
I'm seeing more and more of these FAFOs every day, but you notice he didn't care until it affected him and only about what's going on with him. Do you agree?
See, that right there. That's what happens when reality finally hits. For years, they thought Trump was fighting for them, standing up for real Americans. But now, the same people who cheered him on are losing their jobs, their benefits, and their stability, all because of the very policies they supported. This federal worker voted for Trump thinking he would protect jobs. Now he's out of work, wondering what happened. And the veterans, he's realizing Trump didn't fight for America. He fought for himself. And it's not just them. There is a wave of regret coming from MAGA voters who are finally seeing the truth. They ignored every warning signs, every expert, every headline that told them this would happen. And now they are paying for it. So today we are diving into more of these FAFO moments, the ones that show how Trump's America First turned into you are on your own. Watch closely, because this isn't just karma, it's a wake-up call. Hit the like button, subscribe if it's your first time to this channel, and yeah, let's go to the video.
So I've been going down the rabbit hole of maggots that voted for Trump and now they regret it. And so many of them claim that they didn't know what his policies were. They didn't know it was going to be this bad. They didn't even know that he was a bad businessman. Like, this information has been out there forever. You couldn't watch him speak without knowing what his policies were, and you couldn't pick up anything in the news about him without knowing that he had bankrupted casinos multiple times. And plot twist, it's very hard to bankrupt a casino. And it brought me back to a conversation I had just 2 days ago with a white woman who's in her 50s, who is a lifelong Republican and voted for Trump, and has a daughter who is a college athlete. And she's very wrapped up in her fear that her daughter might have to compete against a trans woman. I asked her if she knew how many NCAA athletes there are. She did not. So I told her, over 530,000. Then I asked her if she knew how many trans NCAA athletes there are. She did not. So I told her, less than 10. Then she wanted my sources, so I looked them up for her. This woman knows that I have a trans daughter, the same age as her daughter. So she followed this up with saying how she wants everybody to be treated equally and that she just wants everyone to be able to live their lives freely and as they want. Then I asked her if she knew about Trump's executive order. You know, this one? The defending women from gender ideology extremism and restoring biological truth to the federal government, blah, blah, blah. That executive order makes it illegal to identify as trans. That's the executive order that makes it such that trans people can't have federally issued identification that indicates their gender of choice. She didn't know about that, and she wanted to know my source. So I showed it to her, whitehouse.gov. How do you vote without knowing what you're voting for? Do I believe this woman is a racist? Maybe, but she is unaware of it. Do I believe she was raised in a completely Republican stewing pot? Yes. Do I think that that is any excuse? No way.
So you guys are leaving the guy. You're seeing how he is not for you and he is doing things to hurt you. Here's a little tip moving forward when it comes to dealing with other people that already knew he was going to be such an asshole. Number 1, y'all cheered about dragging us out of our house as liberals and hurting us in our front yard. Y'all remember that? We do. Y'all also cheered and said the J6 great squads are getting out. And you would say that about women. And the shit y'all said about women, you men in that group, the shit y'all said to us. I have had so many disgusting things said to me in public by MAGA men because I live in Central Arkansas. So I mean, I live in an area that's a little bit more liberal, but y'all said some really terrible fucking shit. Y'all were bullies. And now you're being bullied and you want our help. You need to start apologizing to people you care about.
You know what's what? They still don't get it. Trump has never cared about any of these people, not the farmers, not the veterans, not even the workers. The man only cares when the cameras are on or when it benefits him politically. And every single one of them who voted for him thinking he was gonna be some kind of savior, they are finding out the hard way that he's not loyal to anyone. And look, this isn't even about left or right anymore. It's about reality. You can't keep voting for a man who openly says what he's gonna do, then acts shocked when he actually does it. The policies were out there, the warnings were out there, but they didn't want to hear it. They laughed when people warned them about job cuts, about tariffs, about federal layoffs. Now the same people who screamed, "Drain the swamp," are realizing they were the swamp was draining. This is what FAFO really looks like. And the saddest part, some of them still won't admit it, even with everything falling apart around them. Let's continue.
Well, hello there, fellow humans. This video walk chat is for those MAGAs who regretted their vote now. I've been seeing a lot of your videos all over TikTok, and I have some thoughts about that. So you finally decided to jump yourself off the Trump train. You know what? That's awesome. I fully support you doing that. But here's the thing, though. Y'all been shitting in your hands and clapping at us for years. You know, calling us libtards and, you know, woke and all that. Which, by the way, you know what woke actually means? It means respecting the lives and decisions of other people that aren't you. That's literally all it means. Anywho, so, yeah, it's a nice thing that you're going to jump off the old Trump train because finally the horrible shit that he has been doing affected you. Imagine that. Y'all never thought that would happen. Well, it sure enough did. And now you're having some regrets about how you voted. Well, you know, realizing what you did and taking steps to kind of fix that, at least as far as coming out publicly and saying, you know, I'm kind of done with that movement, that's super great. But we're still not inviting you to the cookout. No, that's not happening yet. See, the I'm sorry is just the beginning of the redemption arc, right? Now you have to actually demonstrate to us that you mean it, right? Like if you run over someone with your car and you go to court and you tell the judge, you know, I admit I was wrong. I did wrong and I'm really, really sorry. You know, that's a good thing to say. But the judge is not going to say, well, I can tell that you're really sorry about what you did. So, you know what? Go on back to your community and just be a better person and everything will be fine. No, something has to happen. There is a price to pay for causing harm to other people. And y'all are going to have to pay that price now. So yeah, we're glad you're leaving the fascist party. At least that's what you're saying. And at some point we would welcome you back into our community. The community of the people who are thoughtful, who are educated, who read books, who care for all the groups of people, not just their own little group. You know, we're happy to bring you back into the fold. But it's going to take a while. And it's going to take you showing us you deserve to be back hanging out with us. So, all you guys who are like thirsty for the ladies, but they won't date you if you admit to being a conservative, so you lie about it and say, well, I'm just not political. You know, we see through all that stuff. You have to really mean it. And if you really mean it, you know, summer's not over. You might get to come to the cookout yet, yeah? All right, so that's it. Love y'all. Bye.
Exactly. It's nice they finally woke up, but it's also way too late. The damage is already done. People have lost jobs, homes, and families because they believed in a man who sold them dreams made of lies. Every MAGA victory they celebrated ended up hurting the same communities they came from. Now it's not just politically great, it's personal. They're losing their livelihoods, and for the first time, they're realizing what everyone else been saying for years. Trump doesn't care about the working class. He just uses them for votes and headlines. And honestly, there is no sympathy left at this point, because when people were getting deported, when families were getting torn apart, when others were warning about what was coming, they stayed silent. They thought they were safe, but now that is, it's hitting home, it's hitting them, suddenly it's a tragedy. That's what this FAFO energy is all about. Action have consequences, and this time is their turn to face them. At the end of the day, this is what happens when people vote out of anger instead of understanding. They let the hate, the division, and the lies guide their choices. And now the same system they helped build is coming for them. Every single one of these MAGA folks thought Trump was gonna punish somebody else. They thought the pain would only hit immigrants or minorities or people they didn't like. But here's the thing about bad policies. They don't discriminate forever. Eventually, they come for everybody. And you can see it now. The jobs are gone. The benefits are shrinking. The economy is sliding. And the very same people who shouted, "Make America great again," are the ones crying that they've been betrayed. No sympathy, because the truth was right there the whole time. They laughed when others warned them. They mocked when families got deported. They said that's what they get. Well, now it's their turn to feel what that greenness really means. But the bigger lesson here, this isn't just about Trump. It's about accountability. It's about realizing that blind loyalty, ignorance, and hate always lead to regret. Always. And if people still don't learn from this, then 2025 and beyond are gonna be more harder. So yeah, another FAFO moment, another reality check. And if you've been watching till now, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video, because more people need to see what Trump's America really looks like when the mask comes off. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all, and wish you peace and love where you are, and be safe. See you to the next video. Bye bye.